Hey everyone, it's Jody from Bird Dog Off-Road Adventures here. Today we're going to take a look at the Overland Kings rooftop 270-degree awning. Stay tuned.
So we are very happy to announce that we are an ambassador of the Overland Kings brand, and we are very happy to represent them.
Alright, sorry for the unflattering pose here. But anyway, so to put the brackets on the back, we did feed some of the hardware in. We went ahead and just make sure that these would fit in here. There's 3 big holes. Let me take this out real quick so I can show you what I'm talking about. Alright, so anyway, so some of these hardware sets only come with 1 washer. This is the 1 washer that I want to use. So you would take this hex head bolt, you have to stick it in this little hole right here. There's 3 holes drilled, and then shove it in the groove there. Then you would just put your bracket on top of that, then the washer, and then the lock nut. We're putting this on here now just so we won't lose track of it. But there's 6 per each bolt, and we got 2 brackets. I'm sorry, 6 for each bracket, and we have 2 brackets. So something else on this right here, because this is freshly drilled from them, I did have some issues getting some of the bolts to slide over. All I did was just take a flathead screwdriver, wedge it up against the bolt, and just barely tapped it a couple times with this dead blow hammer. Got the groove in there, so some of that flash where they drilled it was obscuring some of the bolts from going in all the way. Just kind of want to show you that real quick, guys. All right, here's some stuff that comes with the package. Now these are buried inside the bag. These are the 2 brackets. We'll show you a picture here. These holes don't exactly line up with the grooves in the trail racks brackets. So I had some people say just to use one side. I am looking to see if I can get, because I didn't mark it, to where maybe I can find somebody with a drill press or something that can drill me some holes here, here, and here, 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 and here on each side. That way will allow me additional holes, just simply so I can mount it to the trail rack system. Also comes with a bunch of ground stakes, so if you want to use your fair leads to, when you put your sticks down, to kind of make sure sticks are secure, you can use these. It comes with hardware. Some of the hardware we won't be able to use because this will not go into our rack, so it's just extra hardware. And it comes with a 13mm wrench, which I'm surprised they would send that because I would think most people already have that. Alright, so we got the brackets mounted temporarily. As you can see, we had our friends over at Add2 Performance drill some holes here so that way it'd match up with the roof rack rails. So it should work just fine. So we had to pick up some extra hardware because our roof rack, the bolts that come with the kit, will not fit in our extrusion roof rack. So 1/4 inch 20 thread is what we have to have for everything. So we bought some of this stuff before for other things in the roof rack. So you get a 1/4 inch. These are carriage bolts, stainless steel obviously. We got 3/4 inch, should be tall enough. We also got 1/4 inch locking nuts and 1/4 inch washers. So
one minor setback, the roof rack, trail racks, the side rails are slightly taller than the beams. They're set slightly higher, as you'll see in this picture. But so we just had to go back to Menards and get a 1/4 inch by 1 1/4 inch carriage bolt, and also we ordered some 1/2 inch aluminum spacers. So this way we should be able to get this thing on.
All right, so we have the spacers underneath here, as you can see. Probably not the most ideal, but you do what you gotta do. I did talk to Overland Kings. They said that should be fine, especially given the amount of bolts that we used. They said a minimum of 4. We used 7 because we're overachievers for the bracket to the panel. There's also those that we saw earlier down there on the other end. We kind of zoom in and show you guys that. Same thing up the front. So these are about 70 inches apart, which I was told to go as far as you reasonably could. So, and of course this is close to the end here. There's a hard piece right here, which is pretty close, maybe 1/8 of an inch. So that means when this thing swings around, it should be right pretty close up against this last beam. So we'll show you that here in a minute.
As you can tell by the trees, the wind's blowing pretty heavy today, so we put the legs down just to be on the safe side. So you'll notice the front tassel's tied to the bumper. We will rectify that. We just didn't have that rope width long enough, so we'll make adjustments for that too.
All right, so this is going to be honest. This is my first forte into awning like this. This little sag right here, it's probably just the way I've done it. This is the first time I've ever even assembled one. So please bear with me and please don't be too judgmental because I'm completely new at this. But overall, it looks like a pretty good product. I mean, it's definitely big. You know, I think we'll have to use this at our tailgating functions, our camping functions, as well as many other things. So, initial thoughts? Man, this thing's huge. So we're definitely going to get some use out of this thing. So you'll just have to stay tuned and see what we do with it. So pretty big awning. Like I said, it's my first time putting one up. And I'm sure there's some key points that I'm not realizing. So I'll definitely follow up with some people that know what they're doing. See if I can perfect it. Maybe our friends down Overland the Red can help us out in that regard. So, but yeah, pretty impressive coverage. Look how much of a gap there is between the back of the Bronco and the edge of that tent. Plenty of room. So we don't have to worry about getting wet in this thing. Like I said, we're on asphalt, so I can't stake it down. The wind's blowing like crazy today. So the fact that this thing ain't all over the place is a testament to its rigidity. All right, so just another walk around here so you can see it.
All right, this is the hardest part of the whole deal, in my opinion. I've tried this multiple times. The trick is you got to get this thing up super tight, and you got to kind of shift as much as you can up over the rails to get it to fit, because the way the case or the bag, I guess you could say, is so tight. If you don't get that shifted up to the upper level and get it more evenly distributed across the entire length of the bag, it will get too bulky and you will not be able to get that thing zipped up. I don't know why they make these bags so tight. This is not the only company that does that, apparently, because I've seen other videos where people were having issues with that. So the point is that you just want to try to get that thing up as tight as you can. And get it over the top, so that way whenever you go to zip it up, you'll be able to zip it up. And it was still troublesome. I also had to remove the grab handle on the passenger side of my roof rack. So I had the trail racks grab handles on both sides, but the passenger side where that grab handle to pull yourself up, where it stuck out so far, it was up against the edge of the bottom where the zipper is, and it made it harder for it to zip up. So we got to install fine, but unzipping it and zipping it just became too much of a hassle with that. So we ended up just removing it just to be on the safe side. We're keeping it though in case we need to use it for later. As you can see here, we're kind of wrapping up. This is, I think, our third attempt. And I think this one was the one that was successful. So we got this one zipped up and then we were ready to go. So overall, it's just a learning curve. Nobody really kind of warned me about it being so complicated to get that up the first time. This is the first time we've done an awning, so please forgive us for the mistakes we made. We know we made some. It's a learning curve, and I anticipate us getting better as time goes on. Overall, I think this is a pretty neat little product. You know, the 270 awning, we went with the 98 inch. Hindsight being 2020, we probably should have went with a shorter one just because it'd been easier. It still gave us plenty of shade. But, you know, at the time we were just like, hey, let's go big. So, but anyway, it looks good on the Bronco. As you can see, it doesn't look too long. It's just a little bit more difficult to mount just because of the size and the weight. But other than that, driving down the road, I don't notice much of a difference as far as just the way the car drives or the wind noise. So overall, I think this will be a good addition to our mod list. I definitely see us using this when we're camping, tailgating, or just hanging out in the car meets. Anyway, hope you guys like and subscribe. We got a link below with a discount code. Please check them out, and more to come very soon.